All right, everyone. Time has come. In about just 5 minutes, our formal program will begin in just 5 minutes.
We are California State University, San Marcos. And together, we're reimagining what higher education should and must become. Our blueprint for the future is an intentional roadmap, making higher education more accessible, affordable, and adaptable for everyone. It starts early, reaching students even before they apply, through campus visits that inspire, accelerated programs that open doors, and guaranteed admission pathways that turn dreams into degrees. As a national leader in social mobility, we're intentionally inclusive. More than half of our students are the first in their families to earn a college degree. We are deeply rooted in our region. 8 out of 10 graduates stay local, fueling our workforce and strengthening the communities we call home. We prepare students for meaningful careers and lifelong impact through undergraduate research, hands-on learning and internships, community and business engagement, innovative pathways to degrees and careers, and personalized student success coaching. We meet students where they are, whether they are right out of high school, transfer students, working adults, former foster youth, athletes, or veterans. Our commitment goes beyond the classroom, providing essential resources for mental health, housing, and basic needs, because well-being is foundational to success. Together, we'll build on our blueprint and continue creating a university that's truly different by design.
Good morning and welcome to our 2026 Convocation, marking the beginning of the new academic year. I'm so glad you're taking the time to join us during this busy season. And a very special Cougar welcome to our new faculty and staff who are participating in their very first CSUSM Convocation. Let's give them applause. You've joined a remarkable university, and perhaps most importantly, you've joined a community that, for all the reasons you saw in the video, is truly different by design in how we serve our students and our community. I'm Dr. Carl Chemnitz, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. I'm delighted to celebrate in person with so many of you and also extend a warm welcome to those of you joining us on the live stream. I hope you had an opportunity to see our pre-event slideshow that recognized some special members of our university community. If you didn't get a chance to see it, today's live stream is being recorded and it will be available for viewing on CSUSM's live YouTube channel after the event. As we begin, I want to respectfully acknowledge that Cal State San Marcos is located on the traditional territory and homelands of the Luiseño Payamcawisham people, and we acknowledge the first peoples of this area. Please take a moment to view this land acknowledgement video.
We acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Luiseño Payamcawisham people. Today, the meeting place of Cal State University San Marcos and its surrounding areas is still home to the 6 federally recognized bands of the Luiseño Payamcawisham people: La Jolla, Pala, Pama, Pechanga, Rincon, and Saboba.
It is also important to recognize that this land remains a shared space among Kupangwicham, Capeño, Kumeyaay, and Ipai peoples.
CSUSM values its long-standing mutually beneficial relationships with the tribal communities in San Diego County, which is home to 18 federally recognized reservations, more than any other county in the United States, and over 30 tribal nations in the region.
Recognizing the land is a profound act of gratitude and respect for the original stewards of these homelands, those who have lived, worked, and thrived here since time immemorial. It is not just a gesture, it is a vital acknowledgement of indigenous presence and resilience.
By naming the tribal nations and honoring their enduring connection to the land, we create opportunities for learning and reflection, especially for those who may be hearing these names for the first time.
This recognition invites a deeper understanding of the history, culture, and ongoing contributions of Indigenous communities to the lands we share.
I hope you take this opportunity to learn more about the local Indigenous people of this region during your time here. Welcome to CSUSM.
Thank you. Before we continue, I'd also like to take a moment to reflect on members of our Cougar community who are no longer with us. This past year, we said goodbye to colleagues whose contributions helped shape CSUSM. I invite you to join me in a brief moment of silence as we honor their memory. Thank you. Our hearts remain with their families, friends, colleagues, and loved ones. May we carry forward the example they set in the way each of us supports students, builds friendships, creates traditions, and impacts our community every day. One of the things that makes a university special, that each year we build upon, is the work of those who came before us, while also celebrating those who continue to advance our mission. That spirit of continuity, service, and excellence is reflected in our faculty members who have reached important professional milestones this year. It is my pleasure to recognize those who have earned promotion and tenure for fall 2026. We'd like to acknowledge them now in this slideshow. Congratulations again to those faculty whose hard work and dedication led to their tenure and promotion for this fall. At every convocation, we hear a lot about what makes CSUSM successful. The answer is ultimately simple: people. People who teach, people who serve, people who lead, people who help move this university forward. Today, you'll hear from two voices who represent important parts of our campus community. Dr. Matt Escobar, who is speaking on behalf of the Academic Senate, and President of Associated Students Incorporated, Tristan Bugnut. I invite you to watch brief video messages from each of them about the new year.
Good morning, and on behalf of the faculty, welcome to the kickoff of our 2026-2027 academic year. I'm Matt Escobar, the chair of the Academic Senate. I hope that you were able to take some time over the summer to relax and restore, particularly as we now shift our focus to the sprint of the upcoming academic year. Thank you for the outstanding work that you do in supporting our students on their individual academic journeys. Whether you're supervising student research, providing mental health counseling, stocking the Cougar Pantry, teaching in the classroom, or assuring that the campus network stays secure, everyone in this room provides essential support for our core mission, student success. The Academic Senate was exceptionally active last year as the faculty established a new first-year seminar requirement and updated academic policy and practice in response to the impacts of artificial intelligence on teaching and learning. I'm confident that the Senate's actions will serve us well, centering the integrity of the university's courses and academic programs, and also supporting our newest students as they transition to college. Looking ahead to this upcoming year, I expect that the Senate will continue to wrestle with the impacts of AI, while also supporting the development of a half dozen innovative new undergraduate and graduate programs that are currently under review. I hope that all of you will actively engage in shared governance of our university this year. There are many service opportunities in Academic Senate and beyond, and we need your experience and your perspective. Thank you again for the exceptional work that you do, and I look forward to continued partnership with the university's faculty, staff, and administration this fall.
Good morning, Cougars. My name is Tristan Bugnot, the proud president of ASI, and I'm so honored to welcome you all into the final days before the start of the 26 to 27 academic year. When I say the students are grateful, believe me, we are so grateful for the support and care you pour into them day after day, and your hard work and dedication to student success does not go unnoticed. I'm a California native through and through and a second-year biology major by choice, so shout out to Dean Trishman and the amazing STEM College. In ASI, we are mission-driven. Our mission is to serve, engage, and empower the more than 17,500 students on our campus. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to our incredible ASI Corporation team, Talisha, Daphne, Shannon, Alondra, Julia, Trent, Jordan, Anna, and Annie for your dedication, support, and the work you do behind the scenes to make our mission possible. The ASI executive officers pictured here have established 4 goals for the upcoming academic year: Cougar pride, awareness and transparency, lasting positive impact, and civic engagement. After meeting with nearly 60 departments across campus during our summer onboarding, we're excited to kick off the 26 to 27 year with enthusiasm, collaboration, and plenty of Cougar energy. Festival 78, our on-campus music festival, would have not been a success without risk management and UPD for keeping each one of our 1,585 attendees safe and able to enjoy the fun festivities, as well as accounts payable, and super special shout out to Aaron Alvarez for volunteering a second year in a row. The Cougar Pantry had over 31,741 unique visits this past year. Yes, 31,000 unique visits. I bet all of those students would love to thank facilities and janitorial services for keeping our spaces clean and welcoming every single day that we operate. I would also love to thank some of our Board of Directors standing invitees, Matthew Escobar, our Academic Senate rep, for his countless efforts to work with our board, and Deanne Ellison, who has worked so closely with us to hear about student opinions, like creating the Culinary Council to improve the dining experience for students here. Our MCT team here at ASI last year made over 600 Instagram posts and stories to share the awesomeness of ASI, but I bet not as many as University Communications. We would also love to thank University Advancement for their allocations in support of the Student Emergency Fund, which we have awarded over $56,000 directly to students. I want to also highlight some people who have helped our operation, well, operate. Shout out to Deborah Davis and Helen Chung from accounting for your overwhelming support in our mission to serve the student population here. Zyla, are you here? Is ECS here? Thank you for becoming an honorary ASI staff member and bringing your ECS team to give us flawless logistical support during our events. I would also like to recognize someone who doesn't get that much recognition for all the amazing work they do for students in the Department of Student Affairs. I'm talking about you, VP Diaz. A special shout out close to my heart goes out to all the Philams, or Filipino Americans in the room today. I'd like to recognize Dorothy Davis from Corporation, Joshua Ferranda from SLIC, Daphne Joey Smith from ASI, Giselle Luevanos from University Communications, Jem Cruz from Housing, and Caesar from Distribution Services, whom I just met. I see you, Caesar, and I see all of you. Thank you for representing our community and for the work you do every day. Now, I would also love to thank everyone we met for this summer for our summer onboarding training. Look out, a postcard is coming your way. Now, if you didn't hear your name or department, it might mean we have some work to do. Anyways, thank you for what you do, and go Cougars.
Good morning.
A new year brings much excitement and anticipation for many of us, even more so if you are new to our campus. When I arrived at CSUSM, and I can't believe that was 6 years ago, I had the opportunity to sit in the now famous Cougar Blue chair and answer a few questions about myself. Since then, it's become a fun tradition, and today you'll get to know some of our new colleagues in the same way. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Asia Barr.
Jesse Pozos.
Tara Hardy Teodoro.
My name is Raghup Gulek.
My name is Barbara Torres.
My name is Carlos Rosas.
Oh, I prefer coffee.
Definitely coffee.
I don't think I've ever had tea, so yeah.
Coffee.
Tea?
Say coffee, yeah. I don't even know why I think about that. It's coffee.
I would say dog.
Dogs for me.
Dogs.
Dogs, 100%.
I like dogs, but I love cats.
I like all animals. I'll take a cow, goats, birds.
I think I consider myself an introvert, but I behave more like an extrovert.
Very much an extrovert.
I am an introvert.
I'd say I fall in the middle.
I would say I'm more of an introvert.
Introverted, but when the occasion calls, I can dabble in being an extrovert.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I'm gonna say it doesn't belong on pizza.
Me and my husband have this debate because he's from Brazil and apparently they like to put everything on pizza, including ketchup. And I'm like, no.
Oh, sure. I mean, if anybody ever Googles Brazilian pizzas, you will see we'll have chocolate pizza, ice cream pizza. So pineapple is really one of the basic ingredients.
Now that I live in San Diego, I'm gonna say sunset.
Oh, sunset.
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 Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Definitely have a sweet tooth.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Salty.
Salty.
I'll take savory most of the time.
Watch the movie.
The movie.
Watch the movie, especially nowadays.
Time-wise, I'll watch the movie, but if I have time and discipline, I'll always take the book.
Read the book first.
I would prefer to read the book. I don't have time to read the book, so I end up usually watching the movie or on tape.
It's been a year since I started. I would say the highlight is that people were so welcoming.
Everybody has been so friendly and welcoming, and I joined in the summer, so I'm anxious to actually engage and see students more on campus.
I've encountered extremely well-rounded professionals. Everyone is willing to share their knowledge and information, and it is just such a supportive community.
I would say what inspires me is really just having that focus on the students and feeling so passionately about the experience I had in school and wanting students to also have that same college experience.
I was a student here at Cal State San Marcos about 10 years ago, and I had such an amazing experience. The faculty were very supportive with me, and so once I went off to graduate school, got my PhD, and said, I want to get back to the one place that really helped me become what I am today.
It's more of just something that's in me. Even when no one's looking, I always try to do my best at everything.
I'm from this area, and I know how much opportunity this campus afforded to me and my abilities professionally and beyond.
So far, what excites me is the breadth of the university's reach.
I feel like I can contribute to the community. I actually just moved here from Texas. I've been here maybe about 4 to 5 months, but so far I love it here, and yeah, just kind of meeting everyone.
I would say what excites me about working here is just the diversity on the campus is really awesome. I love the fact that the campus really does have this emphasis on upward social mobility.
The thing that excites me the most will be to know that I am contributing to the university's mission of social mobility and possibly changing not just the lives of the students, but also the generations that come after them.
I'm excited about being able to make a full circle and actually have a goal come to fruition to work in an area of the campus that I really love to work in, but to be part of growth I'm excited about where this campus is going to head, and I can see how so many different types of students can benefit from what we currently do and not even what we're going to do.
I think what excites me is being part of this university because it's growing. Every single year, it keeps growing and growing, and I just want to be part of this.
It is now my privilege to introduce a leader whose unwavering commitment to student success continues to shape the future of this university. Under her leadership, CSUSM has continued to expand access and opportunity, strengthen our impact through the region, and advance our mission as a national leader in social mobility. More importantly, she never loses sight of the individuals at the heart of that mission. Please join me in welcoming our president, Dr. Ellen Neufeld.
Let's give it up for Dolly. I don't know about you, but I have been watching the Dolly Parton tributes that have been pouring in, and all that she gave. I thought maybe she would have loved to have given to CSUSM, as that seemed to be part of her values. But I just thank all of you for being here and that you're such a part of it. Now, some people are standers, and if you want to stand that in the back, that's fine. But I just want you to know there are fun front row seats. If your knees start giving, you don't have to give any warning. Feel free to come on up and have a seat. But I am so glad that everybody's here and just so excited to be with everybody today. And you know, I want to follow the great leader Tristan in thanking all the unsung heroes right now, because I see all the chairs laid out and the room is so clean. I was here with our wonderful USU events team getting ready for today. They were helping me go through this again and again because I go off script, so the more I know it, the more I can go off script, and they love that too. From our teleprompter, James, and all the people in comms, and Christine Pake, who, she's taking a deep breath and wish I'd find that teleprompter. But can you help me just thank everybody that's an unsung hero? Come on now. And I want to thank all of the faculty and staff for everything you do. You know, I have gotten to start going around campus a little bit and seeing all that is happening. And I got to go to new faculty orientation last week, and last week? Actually the Faculty Senate Executive Retreat. But even before that, I got to see our ASI leaders at my house for lunch. And you know, I've just decided this morning as we were getting ready that I don't ever want to follow Tristan as a speaker again, because I think he might do it better than me. But I did get to see the newly elected officers. Now, my dog was fully misbehaved, but I grabbed him long enough for this photo. He stopped wiggling, and the minute it was taken, he leaped back out of my arms to run around and ignore that people might have personal space. But I really appreciated that everybody came. And you know, another place where I got to see ASI in this busy, busy summer, and not just ASI, but many other students, was the ribbon cutting for our new Black Oak Hall, Residence Hall, and Cahuilla Dining. Now, there's a few things here. You know, if we think about the name of this building, I don't know if you know that Cahuilla is a Lusenya word for acorn, but the full name really is about acknowledging the land on which we're built, really a part of us. And that is such an important piece of where we go forward to make sure that acknowledgement exists, and it's embodied on this building. I need to give a really big thank you to Rajesh, Travis, and Deanne, and everyone on the teams. And everyone on those teams that made this possible for students to move in. And they're moving in today, so I'm guessing a lot of my friends from housing are not with us. I know they're going to run home tonight after they have been out in this heat all day and watch this immediately to no end. But if you see them today, it's rocking and rolling out there, and people are moving in. Because, you know, summer is gone. I can't believe it went by so quick. And I don't know about you, but it feels like yesterday when this was happening. Yes? the Cupid Flex with our own Josh Ferranda as the leader, celebrating this in commencement. Now picture this as we get ready for that second day of commencement, getting a text saying, hey, what about learning the Cupid Flex and putting that out on social media to show how much fun? Oh, there's Mary Oling Cisse. So, well, Leon, you got it going on there too. All right, so there we were, another warm day in our robes. But another special thing happened at commencement. Crash finally graduated and is an alum. I want to make sure everybody knew in case you weren't there. Crash did graduate. You know, next time I saw many of you was at our employee appreciation lunch in June. I might have thought it was warm then, but I think we might have topped it today as we move all those wonderful students in. You know, and then it feels like, well, boy, maybe some of you might have thought, well, we got summer off, didn't we? And that did not happen. My neighbors always ask me, and it annoys me to no end, that people think we don't work in the summer, because so many amazing things happen here. And you know, I have got some, in case you missed it, reel, but I've just got to give a disclaimer. So I wanted to name enough things that would have taken us in here for 3 hours. And maybe Christine Paik and I had a bit of a debate on this, and she said you would not stay that long. So I told her I was going to blame her that it was going to go by so fast. So I want to say this, if I don't name something you did in the summer, please know it was amazing, and we'll put it in something else to make sure we give a highlight to it. But just kidding, Christine is amazing. And she's the one that deserves all the credit when you're not here till tomorrow. So here we go. So back to that summer, you know, we hosted a community breakfast highlighting our programs and impact in Temecula. And I really want to give a shout out to Drs. Godfrey Gibbison and Patricia Prado, almost and everyone that works with their teams that made that happen. 140 people showed up to learn about everything that was happening there. And you know, we also had a huge CSUSM contingent that marked our 20th year of participation at the San Diego Pride Parade. Yep. You know, I also learned, in case you took a photo on your years of service, that Jay Franklin has been part of this parade since the beginning. And I don't know, yep. I don't know if you saw the story with him on News 10, but I've got to just pause and give a shout out to our very own Jerry McCormick, who's been making a lot of good news happen lately and making sure that we have the publicity. We had a Juneteenth watch party for CSU's annual Juneteenth, and I just want to pause and thank the committee because they made it happen in a constricted time, and we're going to do better on that next year for you. But thank you so much for making that happen. You know, our summer school and summer scholars program were in full swing, including Camp Experience, Rep 4, ACE Summer Institute, Ujamaa Residential Academy, and the Apita Wayfinders Academy. Now say that 5 times over really fast. And also, the first SWIFT cohort finished their year with an incredible 97% retention rate right here at CSUSM. But you know, those events don't happen by themselves. So many people stepped up for that program, including Alora Mary Cruz, Rosa Barr Williams, Leah Quijota, Leo Molina, and Maria Venegas Escobedo, and so many more that worked with them and their teams to make all of these new students feel welcome. Give all of yourselves a round of applause. You know, well, our students exercise their mind. You know, I was exercising my arm. If you can see the picture, I just want to know, you can tell, you might not say it, that I threw out a rather embarrassing first pitch and hung out with, but the bright spot was hanging out with the alums, who some of them made a little bit of fun of me at the Lake Elsinore Storm game. We had so many alums there up in that region. It was so great to see them. But while that was happening, Student Affairs held their own blue versus silver softball showdown. Yep. I'm gonna just say, you know, nobody invited me to play, and well, after you saw that pitch, that's probably a wise thing to do. There we are. But back on campus, our speech language pathology clinic served hundreds of clients, some as young as 3 years old and others as old as 93. And I just wanted to pause here because I've seen in the last couple of years firsthand these services mean for my 91-year-old mother who receives care, because the muscles that help her swallow aren't doing everything they need to do. And so a speech-language pathologist is helping her do that. Made me think right here on campus, all the wonderful people that our faculty are educating and serving. You know, I also had a lot of fun on a windy, bad hair day with our summer scholars. And I just want to thank the labs that hosted me, because I got to stop by Dr. Beckett's lab, where students are looking at pollution in our waterways. In Dr. J's lab, I learned about protein structure and its relationship to disease. It's a lot of steps, so I won't go into all of those now. And of course, Dr. Ndemi's lab, and where I got to see wind energy at work. Well, that was happening. Our orientation team, led by Christiana Moen, welcomed our new students so well that one parent declared that ours was the best orientation in all the millions that she had seen. Yeah. You know, there's so many more to name, and I'm going to blame Christine that I can't. I'm just going to leave her alone now because she did so much for this. But behind every program and every moment and everything that happens, it's our faculty, our staff, administrators, all of you that make it possible. So I just want to pause for every program I named and everything that didn't quite make it in the reel this time. Let's give everybody in here, give yourselves a round of applause. You know, one of my favorite traditions at Convocation is taking a few moments to celebrate extraordinary achievement of all of you, our employees. And you just saw the many names of those who earned promotion and tenure, as well as all of those that were award winners in our pre-show. And I want to just highlight a few more. You know, the summer also brought accolades and visibility to many members of our Cougar family. Whew, how do you mess up Cougar? I don't know. But Dr. Ben Cherry became chair of the NCAA Division II Management Council, and he just might be the first faculty member ever to do so. And yes, right. And I don't want to forget Howard Chan, who is recognized by the San Diego Business Journal for his K-12 collaborative work in the Innovation Hub. Yes. Now, Dr. Alan Stiles received the Enduring Lifetime Achievement Award. Enduring is an interesting way to put that award, from the American Accounting Association. And Dr. Osmar Pinto Neto contributed to the future of space exploration, working with NASA to study the effects of altered gravity on astronauts' coordination. That's big. Assistant Professor France Luce Benson debuted her one-woman show at the annual Unerasable Festival in Los Angeles. And Dr. Kimberly Ayers fulfilled her lifelong dream and represented CSUSM well as a contestant on Jeopardy! Yep. I want to give a big congratulations to Dr. Elvis Ensham, who received 2 Top Papers Awards with the National Communication Association. And I want to pause here as we talk about our Native Advisory Council marked its 20th year anniversary. I got more to say about that. Hang on just a minute. Alongside the American Indian Studies Research Symposium, led by Dr. Jolie Proudfit. And Dr. Proudfit and so many others have really made sure that we're doing what we need to do in our region and on the lands at which we serve. 20 years is amazing. Congratulations. Now, not to be forgotten, Dr. Rebecca Perrin received the Excellence in Mentoring Award from the American Marketing Association. Yep. I don't know if you all remember, I've told you before, you know, my undergrad was in marketing. I won't go over the 4 Ps now, but Zach King and Kevin Coleman were nominated for the Cole Noel Awards for Outstanding Feature Performance in a Play. And if you haven't seen one of Kevin's plays, I would highly recommend it. Now, I'm going to pause here because I don't know if you know that we have a spy among us. Yeah. Dr. Meryl Goldberg. Why are you laughing at me? No, just kidding. She just released her book, and it is a fascinating story of her daring Cold War mission using code embedded in sheet music. What do you think of that? But she is not the only book author I want to highlight today. You know, I was having a conversation with Dr. Mary Oling Cisse, and she let me know just yesterday that her book is being published, The Collective Efficacy for Higher Education Transformation, a guide for senior leaders in an era of profound change. I just want to pause there for Dr. Oling Cisse, because I think that she teaches me and all of us about leadership, whether it's a time of profound change or just leadership. So what a perfect book to share with the masses. Now, I am losing my cute little microphone that you're not supposed to see on my ear. So if you're wondering why I'm playing with my ears this morning, it's just a little extra added fun. But I digress, more to celebrate. Our university was also named among Newsweek's top online colleges, ranked #1 in California for family nurse practitioner programs. We are again recognized by Military Times as a Bets for Vets college. And once again, ranked #1 in the nation for social mobility. That's right. And we just were renewed for our Carnegie Community Engagement classification just this past spring, and also named one of among I'm so excited, I just lose my speech here. America's Best Value Public Universities. What do you think of that? Now, I don't want to forget about Safety, Health, and Sustainability Department receiving national recognition for their lab coat recycling program in collaboration with our university library, another group of unsung heroes, and CSUSM. That's right. And Student Health and Counseling Services earned reaccreditation. That's right. And both University Advancement and Communications won multiple CASE awards. Now, not to be forgotten, our athletics department had an exciting year. And congratulations to our softball team. They went to the semifinals of the World Series, and it was a privilege to see the heart and grit out there. Now, I don't know if the excitement of the game, and there were some nail biters, helped us all that were there forget the humidity and thunderstorms. I'm not sure where Murad is sitting in the room, but I'm just curious, Murad, the World Series, the humidity. I don't think he's moving out there anytime soon. But it was great to be there. Our teams also won 8 CCA titles and advanced to 6 NCAA national championships. I don't want to forget Campus Rec. Several club sports competed nationally, with dance winning their first national title. As I think about all of these accomplishments and so many more, I'm reminded once again that excellence at CSUSM takes on many forms. And sometimes it also looks like those quiet moments that people don't see from the everyday heroes all over campus. Like Brian Hammock, building services engineer at Central Plant, responding to emergency calls at all hours. Or what about Tyrone Willis, our success coach, stepping up to become the dedicated success coach for the Ajama program students? Under Alec Picasso's leadership, 91% of our students who attended supplemental instruction, you guessed it, they passed the course. Now look, I'm about to be jealous when I say this next one, because our heroes are not all humans. And I'm not talking about Bailey for sure. But our lecturer, Tracy Daly, and Frank the therapy dog have brought so much joy and comfort to so many on our campus. Those are just some wonderful examples where everyone in this room takes that moment to be an everyday hero all around. And that's the thing. We wouldn't be the university are without any of you. And you don't just have to take it from me today, because this year, and a huge accomplishment many years in the making, CSUSM earned our 10-year reaffirmation of accreditation from WASC, the longest accreditation time period a university can receive. Okay, everyone. You know what this takes. It's a multi-year process. And who is at the top of the list to thank for that? Well, who is it? Exactly, Dr. Regina Eisenbach, Faculty Fellow for Accreditation and Curriculum. Thank you, Mary, for bringing some tissue this morning. You know, the thing about Regina is she had so much fun doing this. She's done this twice for us at this camp. I don't know anybody that does it twice. But she would be the first to tell you that she was joined by Melissa Semnet, our senior specialist, Vice Provost Mary Oling Cisse, Provost Carl Chemnitz, and so many unsung heroes, including IPNA, led by Cameron Stevenson. Oh, and lest I forget, our amazing WAC steering committee. I just want to tell you, and I've said this many times, and you're going to hear me say it 400 more, because it meant so much. During my closing conversation with the visiting team chair, she stopped me. I was typing away on an iPad trying to get the notes in. Hadn't slept real well the night before. And she stopped me and she said, I need you to know something. We were being commended on a campus that follows our mission. And then the other thing she said to me is she wanted me to know how rare that was. That we were so deeply committed to the mission, so clearly knew who we were and whom we serve. And she also said, and we knew that we had places to improve, we're ready to embrace it and move forward. I can't quite tell you in this moment the pride I felt, but it really wasn't my pride. It was something that I already knew about everybody here, is that you are laser focused on our commitment to student success and social mobility. You're laser focused. I'm not saying it's always easy, but you're there, you're focused, and you showed up. And you made sure, you didn't say everything was perfect, but you made sure that this team knew who we were. And that's what you do in your work every day. So I want to celebrate how much you're advancing our mission. But I also, or it's not but, it's and. I also want to speak today with humility about some of the harder places and where we have more work to do. I almost always do that in a convocation speech, and I don't intend to stop now. And I also want to talk to you and share about some areas where we're going to lead the way and go next. So, you know, I do have to acknowledge right now that this is one of the hardest moments to be in higher education. And I know many of you feel that, and I'll just own I do. Because across our country, we continue to see efforts that divide people based on identity. What we look like, who we pray to, who we love, where we come from, or how we see ourselves in the world. And the reality is, and I want you to know I see it, that none of us leaves those experiences at the door when we come to work each day. But what happens with all of you, so many of you, is that we carry our own experiences and concerns and fears, and we show up every day to support our students, colleagues, and community members. So many of you are asked to lead conversations to support people in crisis, protect rights, navigate uncertainty, and create belongings for others. I just want you to know, often, as while we're processing, or you're processing, your own reactions to what is happening around us. So today, and I know I've said this before, so important to say it again, I want you to know you're seen. I see what you do, and I want you to know how much I appreciate what you do, the caring work, but I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the toll this takes. Each member of this community. Each person in this room matters, and you matter to me. Many of you have told me that your sense of belonging is really being tested, by events in our nation or what's happening right here on campus. And I'm going to acknowledge just some of those experiences directly today. I think about the spring, we faced the moment that we learned that the individual represented by our statue at the center of our campus had sexually abused minors and women. And that revelation was deeply painful and re-traumatizing for survivors. And it was also heartbreaking for members of our community who had worked so hard to bring that statue to our campus because of the values it represented. As we really quickly worked together to remove that statue, what I heard resoundingly was an acknowledgement that our commitment to equity, social justice extended beyond one person. And in the months ahead, we will come together to determine what should take its place in a way that honors the legacy of farm workers, reflects on our values, and strengthens our commitment to social justice. I also think about our immigration-impacted, mixed status, and international community members who continue to navigate uncertainty affecting safety, families, work and study. You want to talk about showing up? I'm deeply grateful to so many, throughout the Rapid Response Team, the Compass Center, Global Programs and Services, but really so many people that pull together to help people find support in those urgent and really frightening, unfathomable moments. I want you to know we're going to keep moving, and we're going to bring more colleagues across the campus in to ensure the long-term sustainability and to provide greater support to students affected by immigration enforcement. And I also want to remind you that we are going to continue to offer informational sessions on how to support immigration-impacted communities, including what to do in the unthinkable event that we have enforcement activity on our campus. Now, I do know how to bring down a room, don't I? But we're going to keep, I don't even mean to make a joke. I'm going to keep going, and there's some more things I have to say. I'm going to throw whatever was up here on the floor. All right. I want to just pause also and give voice to our transgender community. There's so many efforts that are here to erode rights and discrimination and protections, basically erasure. And I want to say right here from the podium, everyone should be respected for who you are, for your identity, for your gender identity. And we've got to continue to work together to create inclusive spaces. Now, I do want to give one example around our facilities with the intentional planning, because where we exist in our facilities matters, and we're going to continue to incorporate gender-inclusive restrooms across campus. But bigger than that, for those students moving into Black Oak Hall, it's not about retrofitting. It's not about thinking where we go for buildings that weren't made for what we need. That building and all others moving forward are and will be universally designed to include inclusive facilities for everyone with dignity and privacy. Now, as I say this, I don't say it to say, oh, there we go. I do want to give lots of good credit to the people that have worked on this, the plans that have come forward, but I know there's more work to do. I really could never capture all the lived experience represented in the room in one speech. Supporting people from different backgrounds and identities is so important in what we do. If you're able to support yourself, you're able to belong. And sometimes when I'm thinking about what I'm going to say here from the podium, it can feel like sometimes that it's seen as a zero-sum game. So I want to say something really clearly. Uplifting one community does not diminish support for another, nor does acknowledging someone's pain invalidate another's experience or create less space for anyone. And I want to make sure that you know that each of you has a space and a place. Every person in here matters. And I could not possibly speak to this morning every walk and journey that comes in that you bring in this room and what it means around what's happening in our world. This morning, I am going to spend a few moments speaking specifically about the experience shared with me by members of our Black community right here on campus. You know, I remember, I've kind of been here a long enough time to almost think in historical terms, not like Jackie Trishman, but my own, I've been here a little bit longer than new, I guess, you know. And I remember in those early days of my presidency that Dr. Sharon Elise and Lori Walkington presented research on the Black experience at CSUSM. They more recently had that published, and so proud that they are not just making a difference here, but in their voice nationally. Their work challenged us to address belonging, intentionality, really making sure that we're moving forward systemically and absolutely from a leadership level. You know, many across this campus have invested tremendous time, energy, and heart into advancing that work. So I want to say right here, I want to honor those efforts. And at the same time, I must acknowledge that it's abundantly clear that we have not found our way to where we need to be. So the first thing I want to tell you is I can't tell you how much it means to me that members of our Black community on campus have trusted me by sharing their real and lived experiences. Although I will always say that experiences are not monolithic. There are themes that we must address to achieve the community we are constantly striving toward. This will be work that we will do together moving forward. Some early steps are working with Dr. Frank Harris, a nationally recognized scholar in racial equity and post-secondary education, to partner with us to build upon existing work. And I want to say that. Partner with us to build upon existing work, because so many people have done good, important work here in research space and other. But we are going to bring in somebody to partner so that people can have confidential opportunities to be heard and to help us shape that concrete action moving forward. Some immediate steps do include a mentoring program emerging from a faculty work group and looking across the campus at how we hire, onboard, and support employees to ensure that you are valued. I want to be clear, or actually, I don't know, well, I always want to be clear. I really want to say this. I care deeply. Caring is not enough. I know. Action is so much more important, but I want you to know I'm all in. That is the most important thing I want you to know this morning. And I also want you to know that that work must be done and built in partnership. And I understand that action matters. I'm just going to say again how important all of you are to me, how important the work we do together is, and how difficult many of our moments are, whether we're talking about what's happening in the world or we're talking about where we still have growth on the campus. I know that I'm the leader, and I am actually but one leader, because so many of you do so many things today to show that and prove that. And I just really want to make sure I've given voice to that. I am going to move to a different part of the speech, and it's got a beautiful segue written here. And I just could never feel that segue, because it's just too important to make sure that you know where I am, where I stand, and it's not all about me, and that I see the work, I see the pain, and I'm all in to walk forward together. The other thing I'm going to say, I have largely learned, and if I hadn't learned, many of you would remind me that I am not perfect. I don't say that as an excuse for anything. So this is what I'm going to tell you when those imperfect moments happen. I'm going to get back up, because it's just too damn important. You're too damn important. I want everybody in here this morning to know that you matter. Now I'm going to make a hard turn, and we're just going to go along for that ride. Would that be okay? All right. Christine, I really appreciate you. I'm sorry about that. All right. But I do want you to know that when thinking about how we commit and care, I want to I want to make sure we give voice to something else that has been brought up as we think about a culture of care, coordinating our resources, teams, and our supports across campus. You know, faculty and staff have told us that when a difficult classroom situation or other serious concerns arise, navigating the university can feel really complex and confusing. People seeking support should not have to determine which office to call or move through in the process. Now, here's somewhere else where I want to be clear. Actually, every time I want to be clear, but I want to give some emphasis here because I want to acknowledge that challenge, we can have challenges, and it does not diminish the extraordinary work happening on this campus because every day, and I see it up close throughout student affairs, faculty affairs, human resources, the Office of Inclusive Excellence, University Police, Title IX, student conduct, counseling services, and so many other areas. People are solving problems, responding to crisis, and supporting our community. And I am deeply grateful for that work. So one is not independent of another. But what we're focusing on now is strengthening coordination and communication. This year, we are excited to enhance the role of a faculty care facilitator, our very own Sharon Kim from social work, helping faculty navigate situations and remain informed along the way. A new interdisciplinary team will help ensure no individual falls through the cracks and that individuals seeking support know where to go and are supported through the process. And to lead that, we're welcoming back our very own Sarah J. Usey as Interim Senior Director of Care Coordination to connect the process and ensure follow-through. In short, support will not depend upon knowing who the right person is to call or where to go next. We're creating stronger connective tissue across the institution, and our colleagues leading this work will be sharing more details as we start the academic year. And ready, speaking of a new academic year, did I mention students are arriving today? So if you were thinking she's going long, I got a little bit more to go. Stay with me if you can. Don't hurt my feelings by walking out if you don't have to, unless you got to go help somebody move in. I completely understand because the campus is returning, and it looks a bit different from the campus that we left. It's not just physical space. It's really the momentum. I heard it when I was out there talking to you, and I know you feel it because you told me, because it belongs to all of us. 1 year ago, we were preparing to publicly launch the most ambitious fundraising campaign in university history, and today, our Blueprint for the Future campaign has reached over $173 million toward a $200 million goal, and that is 87% of the goal, and that is extraordinary. You know, and I want to pause because I have to give a shout out to Team Advancement, Team Graduate Studies and Research. Chuck, I don't know if you used to call yourselves Team Graduate Studies and Research, but let's go. All right. That campaign, which blends philanthropy and research grants, is about creating lasting impact with scholarships, research programs, hands-on learning, basic needs, and spaces that allow our students to thrive, all coming together around our shared mission. You know, I'm going to just name a few. Of course, our biggest gift this year was a $10 million from Hunter Industries and the Hunter family towards the naming of Hunter Hall of Science and Engineering. Congratulations, Jackie. We raised $3 million toward the CSU National Center for Social Mobility here at CSUSM, and $1 million from the Prebys Foundation to provide stipends for students to pursue research opportunities and strengthen our region's STEM workforce. With a gift from the Staples Foundation, CHABS launched the Pathways to Purpose, a career readiness program that provides paid arts internships. Go Leora. Sorry about the first names. And all CHABS. And Dr. Yasmin Farley and the Career Center received a regional workforce grant. And 6 grants allowed Masters of Social Work program to provide 125 students full tuition scholarships and stipends. That's right. And in the final year of our HSI grant, CSUSM will be hosting its 5th annual HSI Summit next month, expanding activities. Oh, that's great. All right, I got excited about my own speech. On the research front, this year, our staff and faculty continued to secure major funding and make discoveries to advance opportunities for students. And this includes work led by Dr. Justin Perrin in quantum information science and technology. And this was we just found out yesterday. Do you see how quick this speed speech changes. He was awarded $2.1 million for the CSUSM from the California Jobs First Initiative. Way to go. Doctors Rebecca Brooks and Allison Jobin's expansion of the Aspiring Scholars Program and a mentoring learning community for chem and biochem students led by Doctors Robert Ife, Afra Panahi, and our own Oswald Allen also were funded. Doctors Kim, just wait just one second, we'll get the, Doctors Kim Pulvers and Richard Armenta received a community health grant to address tobacco-related health disparities, and Dr. Majid Karimi received the Analytics for Good state grant to bring workshops to military veterans and high school students. And not to be forgotten, Dr. Sergio Nigenda Morales, partnering with the San Diego and Los Angeles County Natural History Museum, wait for it, made a scientific breakthrough in discovering, yes, previously unknown population of banana slugs on Palomar Mountain. We have no, yes, all of it. Now, I'm not sure if anything's changed, but I don't think we have any idea how those slugs got there. But this could be a huge deal because it could be a brand new species. But I also want to say that Santa Cruz needs to watch out because we are indeed coming for that mascot, right? Yeah, and today you can see momentum rising all around us, and the USU is nearing, completion of the final phase of the Student Life Center's renovation, and I got to give a shout out to Dr. Viridiana Diaz, Sarah Quinn, Jamie Escovedo, and Dr. Gail Colavant for the leadership in that. That is amazing. I can't wait for the final unveiling. I loved, just one example, I loved attending the unveiling of the mural painted by Dr. Eric Tipaconic, who just retired, I learned, and our very own student, Lenice Luna at the Nest. What is happening there is amazing and in all our centers, so thank you to everybody there. All right. I've mentioned it several times. 555 more students are moving into Black Oak Hall, and 2/3 of those beds are affordable housing, thanks to the state of California. But if you're wondering what's going to happen next, get ready. A new residence hall with over 900 beds will open next fall. Whew, I got to thank the residential expansion task force co-chaired by our own Dr. Norma Larios and Dr. Natasha Cesar Davis to help CSUSM prepare for that growth. Go, friends. Yeah. You know? Now, someone asked the other day, I'm very confused. I thought we were a commuter campus. What does all this housing mean? Well, let me just tell you, we're about to welcome 17,500 students. Go EMS. And most of them will continue to commute to our campus. And we have spaces and places for them, including next year a state-of-the-art wellness and recreation center opening next fall where they can gather, work out, rest, and be well. And this fundamentally changes the experience. And nearby, wait for it, Hunter Hall Science of Engineering is rapidly taking shape, and there are many people excited, but none more than our own Dean Jackie Trishman, who takes a picture every week from the stairs of the Mark Steen roof. That's what I learned. And when you look at our fundraising campaign, because we're going to need to support those 17,500 students, our national recognition, our research, our growing campus, one thing is clear. We're a university on the move, and I don't know if you realize this, but this is not typical for regional universities. Nope. And I got to write my number on the pad and take my picture, and I made Vivi get in the picture with me because she hates having her picture taken, so I love to ask her to do it. But I stand before you going into my 8th convocation. And I'm just going to pause for a moment here as I say that, because I think I'm the 4th longest serving CSU president that we have. So the one thing I want you to know, for me, this is a gift of a lifetime. Today someone texted me this morning, and it was a text I wasn't expecting, and it was reminding me that my late father's birthday is today. And when I think about getting to spend the last 7 years with you, and starting that 8th year, and the fact that my father, he started because of what he did, because he was a faculty member that I got to be here. I know I've said this many times. It reminded me of a few things. One, I thought, am I going to be able to give a speech today? Because even when he was alive, I forgot his birthday because we were always opening school, and my mother would scold me if I did not do that, which is very appropriate. But the other piece is when I think of my mother and father, I do think of all you do. I did watch the love they gave to their campus. And so to be here and standing with you in my 8th year is a gift few people have. And I owe that gift to so many of you, but I also owe that to him this morning. And I just, as the privilege of the podium, wanted to remember him on what would have been his 90th birthday today. And so, thank you for tolerating that. But it is his work. It is his life. It's my mother's life that helped me understand and appreciate all of you and what you bring. And I just want you to know how much it means. The other thing I'm excited about is we really, in some ways, after all we've done, are just getting started. Because this university, CSUSM, is defining where higher education should and must go, what we must become. And our WASC visitors recognize that. Student success and social mobility remain our North Star. And our strategic plan has guided us in that work. And we're at a moment where we're ready to reaffirm that plan and its direction. And with that in mind, I'm going to toss it to Carl Chemnitz, because you're going to hear more about him on how you can give input to, I'm not going to actually invite him up here, how you can hear more about that, to take a step back, because it is such a grateful joy to be here and to have built all of this together with you for the last 7 years. But what I know is many of you have been building this for almost 37. And when I think about the future, I want to remind you that our priorities that I mentioned earlier in my speech, whether in good budget times or bad, that have helped us allocate our resources are our people. There'll be a forum on budget coming up too. Our people, student success, long-term sustainability, and innovation for the future. And I am very excited about what's next, from housing, rec center, academic programs on the horizon, including a new MBA concentration in strategic sustainability rooted in our campus identity. Industrial and systems engineering, making us the only public 4-year in the region with these majors. Bilingual speech-language pathology offered at Southwestern College. And finally, after all these years, our faculty's efforts have paid off, and we have Chicanx and Latinx studies. Thank you to the faculty that did that. But most of all, I'm excited about really what's beyond the bricks and mortar, fundraising and new majors. Because in my mind, what's beyond all of that when we think about where we go next is all of you, our people. And what brings me to that question I've been thinking about a lot lately is how do we ensure that everything and everyone remains strong, really long beyond any of us, not that we're going anywhere. And I've always said, I always thought, how do we support the human beings on the campus? And that matters. We've had a lot of constriction. There's a lot of things that have changed. It's time to take a deep breath, because it's very important that we think about you, me, all of us. It was one of the top ideas that emerged from last fall's campus-wide World Cafes. We're going to build on the ideas from those cafes and continue the journey around an employee life cycle. Does that sound familiar, Natasha, to something else? Is literally investing in the infrastructure of us. Because as we hold up all of our students and their success every day, all the amazing things you do with the student life cycle, well, I'll just use a phrase, we need to put our own oxygen masks on first. So this year, we're going to be looking at the entire employee experience, from the day someone applies through the stages of their career here, from expanding professional development, mentoring, to onboarding, to how people grow. And I'll be sharing more about this in the coming weeks as we move down a path. And I need to be real clear, this is not a one-size-fits-all. We have to be really focused on meeting people where they are with our different lived experiences. It's about how we support you, us, our development, and help each of us thrive throughout our entire journeys here. Look, I know it's been a lot. In my 7 years, pandemics, constriction, not enough staff, a lot happening and changing. So I don't want to take away that there's been a lot of work done, and you've done a lot of work on how we bring a quality of life. We're going to double down on those World Cafes idea and as we move forward, because that's how we are going to create, we're going to ensure that the university we're creating today is here for you and the generations to come for tomorrow that follow. Because we know this moment in time is a precious gift. When you're a university that's 37 years young, each of us leaves our mark on its future. So it is together that we're serving our students, and it is together that we innovate this, for the students of today and tomorrow. And boy, is that changing rapidly. And together, we will care for one another as we lead higher education where it needs and must go. That's the individual power of each of you. And that is the collective power of us. Because together, we really, truly are that power of CSUSM that I talk about, not only for today, but for what comes tomorrow. Thank you for all you do, and thank you. And let's have a great year. We'll just go.